Addictions and weirdos are like the main industries. Because then you got
addiction will always win.
Yeah, you got
people
nicotine,
need it.
You got caffeine. I mean, McDonald's is an addiction. Yeah. Fucking
sugar.
The MSG.
Yeah, MSG and
all
all that shit. So like all the main industries that are dominant within the world are all based on addictions and weirdos.
Addictions, weirdos, and low self-esteem. Because like you could no seriously, bro. Like the women's market is like driven by low self-esteem.
Yeah.
Like all the cosmetic and beauty products is all weight loss stuff. That is all just driven in the hatred of oneself.
It's 100% true.
So I guess drugs are too.
Yeah.
If you think about the drug trade, a lot of times.
As I spark up my drugs.
My friends tell me, but friends don't lie, I'm told. All the time.
As you begin to take your medication, as some would call it. Darion, how you been, man? I like that hat, bro. Is that a Carhartt?
That is fire.
A Carhartt Celtics hat? That was fire.
Colorway crazy.
They did like a little collab or something with 47.
Yeah.
They released like a line of hats, NBA teams and shit.
I got you.
I didn't know it was Carhartt, just on the base color.
The side says
okay.
Carhartt,
I
I
didn't
think.
see that.
But then off the
Like
color,
the base
it looked
color
like
looks
Carhartt.
like
The texture is real Carhartt.
Yeah, for sure. No, that's one of those ones you have to like go to Lids to get.
Yeah. No, that shit looks
You know what I mean? That was nice,
I
bro.
bought this online. Shout out Instagram.
On
Ads.
Instagram?
Yeah.
I always
up?
like collabs.
Yeah.
Like collabs between different brands like
Yeah,
47,
I like that.
Carhartt, and then
Yeah.
Celtics. Like, because that's something you can't find it usually type shit.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Edition almost.
But as you guys can hear, we do have a third guest in the stew today. He is going to be the invisible voice from heaven. So shout out Darion for
That's what
coming
we'll
through,
call him today.
chilling with us. And on today's episode, really the only topic we really wanted to cover was the cart ban that's coming around the corner. We got about 33 days left.
Yeah.
32 maybe less.
Dude, the closer we get to April 1st, the sadder it gets.
Yep. So I looked into any cart ban updates and stuff like that, and let me pull this up because I do smoke professionally, so I forget things.
Yeah.
Fuck, where'd that go? Oh, here it is. All right. So, yeah, it still seems like the cart ban as of April 1st, they're saying the latest it could possibly go into effect is April 26th.
And what does effect mean?
It says effective no later than April 26th. It directs the U.S. Postal Service to promulgate, hell of a word,
Shit.
promulgate regulations prohibiting shipping vapor products through the mail. So the latest.
So they have to put in something, like they're going to start checking each package? I'm really wondering, like what is
how
about
they
to
gonna do
happen,
this,
though.
I don't
Because
know
right
if
now
that's
it's illegal to ship the Delta 9 carts, but I know a good amount of people who already do it. You know, so how are they going to stop Juuls, E-cigs, all the other vape shit that's out there, bro? There's tons of it.
Yeah, the reality is it seems like it's going to be a pointless law.
Yeah.
It's going to be something that it's going to affect everybody except the big, huge vape companies that are able to figure out whatever loophole that they need to figure out.
Exactly.
But other than that, it just seems like a law that they made for no reason. And again, this was passed during the COVID bill. So they were like,
This is the U.S. Postal Service?
yeah,
All
it
of
was,
them.
Like
All
the
of them?
federal
Okay.
government, demanded that the U.S. Postal Service ban all vape. And then they were going to try to do some crazy liability stuff with UPS and DHL and all the other companies. So then all the other companies are like, well, then fuck it too. We're not going to ship that shit anymore either. So now UPS, DHL, FedEx, they're all on the cart ban. I think FedEx is already
They already
officially-
enacted.
yeah, it's already officially done.
And so they're trying to see, like, can we get it to, like, stores even? Like, will people be able to buy the shit from the store or not just online? So, because at a store, you can at least show your ID.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but right now, I think DHL was the only one that was planning on trying to do something to where they can deliver to the store. So that means that two things are going to happen. Either stores are just going to start filling up their own carts and selling them that way, or just not going to be able to see them. But either way, the price of them is going to skyrocket.
Yeah, that's a question we get all the time in the comments is, are carts, is it going to be possible to find them? And the answer is most likely what'll happen is it'll consolidate to a few companies that you can find in most shops, and they're going to be $60 minimum for the cart, which is damn near 3 times the price of what we got them for right now.
And some people want to fill up their own. Like, I know a lot of people have been DMing on the legally lifted and CBD hemp library account like you guys going to have like your own where you can fill up and stuff like that? I don't know, to be completely honest with you, because one, those things are a bitch and a half to do to me. Some people are willing to do it, but on a business side of things, like I don't know if that's a big enough market of people who really want to go home and syringe fill up.
And it's one of those things that looks and sounds so easy. And I know we may get comments on this video like, oh, it's so easy, but I have tried it twice. And both times it was a bitch. You got to warm up the liquid to make sure it's the right consistency. And then if it gets too not warm, it'll get sticky as fuck, so it gets stuck on everything it touches.
Yeah.
So it's not just something like you put the syringe in the thing, you click a button on the back, and it's perfectly good to go. It's a lot more complicated.
Because if it was that like viscous, you could just like, if it was just like squeeze out like that, then it wouldn't be what we are vaping. It'd be a whole, it would just be straight, and terpenes or
what
something.
may end up happening is that companies are going to find ways to make it more viscous, which means the quality is going to suffer. Who knows what they're going to throw in it?
Yeah.
Got to make it more like tincture, but also could be smoked type of product.
Yeah.
But I mean, at that point, you're getting further and further away from the purity aspect of it. So who knows? We're just as clueless as everybody as to what the future of the vaping game will look like, but safe to say it's going to be a lot different.
Is there anything that we can sign? Is there anybody that we can go talk to?
Actually, on the same website I'm on right now, they have the comment period is open. So, which means you can go and leave your comments and I guess let the artificial intelligence scrolling through these comments read them. And so the government can act like that they're reading them too. Mm-hmm. But it just seems like it's a place, it doesn't seem like it could make a difference in the law. But I guess it's a place for people to go scream into a giant empty room that the government has provided us. So, yeah, go to CASAA and leave your comment if you really are interested in it. It also has a very good summary of, or it's CASAA.org. And check that out. The link will be down below. And it has a really good summation of what the laws are, how did it start. It has all the frequently asked questions that you could need. So
the funniest comments, honestly, for me have been people that have commented, like, y'all are lying. Like, we would have heard all about this. That's the crazy thing. Like, you should have heard all about this, or this is something that we should know about, but that's why we're talking to people about it and stuff like that. Like, people really thought we were getting on here and just lying about this.
Yeah.
Just making this up.
Luckily, they're saying
like, we don't want to sell carts anymore. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly. Luckily,
or we don't want to smoke them.
I'm reading that they are making some exceptions for business to business. Mm-hmm. So that's at least a better sign that you still will definitely be able to find them in your stores, but they're going to be taxed.
They're going to be more expensive because that's what online does to industry is lowers the price of it. The only reason even the CBD price was able to come down is because it got so much off of storefront and more online, and that balanced out the prices. So
exactly.
My bad. I went to Guitar Center today.
Good.
I was trying to buy a new harmonica.
Okay.
And I was walking around the store and I realized, bro, I hate big box retail. Like, I'd much rather just buy this online. It's gonna be cheaper anyway. There's no markup. Not as much, at least.
I agree.
So to your point, like online, just
there's nothing worse than being in HEB Plus and forgetting while you're about to leave that you forgot the black pepper, and you're just like, fuck. You turn around, it's just this giant store.
Yeah.
You're like, where the fuck am I going to find this shit? It takes you 20 minutes. You're in the middle of a grocery store with clothing and kayaks, and you're like, what the fuck is this in here for? But those type of stores, they always frustrate me. Yeah. That was my biggest appreciation for Trader Joe's, is it's so small. You forget something, you walk 2 feet away. When you forget something at like a Walmart or HEB Plus or one of these big box stores, not only is it more expensive, but you're walking.
I'm not gonna lie, I love big grocery stores.
It's not my thing.
I love them, bro. When I was in college, I used to get super stoned, and I'll go grocery shopping at like 11:30 overnight. Just empty, but it'd be like wide open. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't like navigating around people in the grocery store. Like if it's a big place, why are you so fucking close? You know what I mean? HEB is so big. There'd be 9 people on one aisle. I don't like that. So I'll go late at night. It'd be bright as fuck in there. You're just like this, and I'm just like walking around, just enjoying my night. You know what I'm saying? I'll put some headphones in, and I used to like the grocery shopping be fun.
I'm not gonna lie. Back in the day when I was a youthful smoker, and you couldn't just smoke and go back home. You had to smoke and go do shit.
Right.
It was always Walmart late night, walking around. I remember we used to have
nothing good.
We used to have we had this thing called the Mission for Gold, and the gold was a Little Debbie cream, the little cream pies with oatmeal cookies on each side.
Okay.
So we'd have to walk into Walmart stoned as fuck, and each of us would go a different way, and try to get there first. And just high as fucking. I remember being there. It's like 2 a.m. You're there for no reason. All the employees are like, "What the fuck are these guys doing?" And just it being fun as fuck.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm talking about. Is my experience. I always go to HEB or Walmart or one of these stores when it's full, and you got these moms with 4 3-year-olds running around, running into my legs. I almost hit one in the cart one time. I did, and then I just made sure to push them over a little bit. And
I feel you. You just left the cart.
Yeah.
You have to leave the cart. Yeah. You know, go to Target. Yeah. If you're at Walmart, you just got to go to Target in that instance. You know, that kid will be okay. Yeah. That's what you tell yourself. Yeah. You know, that kid will be good. Like it's just a cart.
I'm not even lying. One time, I was coming out of the aisle, right, and there's a 12-year-old with like their 6-year-old, 5-year-old brother standing on the front of the cart, and they're like kind of running down the aisle, and the older brother stopped, and the kid just like stumbled and like ate the floor about 2 inches away from just catching the edge of my cart. He almost just went boom right into my cart. Instead, he ate the floor. But it was one of those things that if I had been 2 inches more forward, that kid might be missing an eyeball, and I'd be standing there like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
The kid's like, what did you do to my son? I'd be like,
that ass. I'm going to Target.
Because there's nothing I can do. I'm out there.
That's what you gotta do, bro.
He's bleeding.
You just can't get caught, bro.
I did nothing, you know. It's
exactly.
But if I stay, they'll find something to pin on me. They'll be like, "Hi, while shopping, that man's got to go to jail. He took a kid's eye out," and I was just standing there.
Yeah, you're responsible for the idiocy of another person's child.
Exactly. So that was like the first moment where I realized I hate stores like this.
What do you hate kids?
They're too crowded. Nah. Uncontrolled kids, I think, I despise them in public places.
Yeah.
Like if you want your kid running around, leave him at home, put him in the backyard, or go take him to a park or something.
Put him in the backyard. Yeah. Okay.
Hell yeah. That's what my parents did. They said, here,
like it's a retriever.
There's a plastic castle out there, son. Go run on it, jump off it, run into it, break it, kick it. But stay outside for that and on your property. You know, get some monkey bars or something, or a nice local park. Not in the HEB. You're liable to catch a cart. I'm telling you.
You worked in the restaurant business. It's way worse than people do it in the restaurant.
Oh, God.
Man.
People would let kids go wild in my restaurant, bro, and I'm sitting in that hole like, oh, no. You know what I'm saying? You had never, had a nightmare pullout after that as quickly as when you saw a kid throwing spitting up fucking magazines on the floor.
Nothing was worse than I worked at the Snooze Breakfast Bar, so like a popular place for families to go. And their motto of the restaurant was like, just give the customer anything they want, no matter how ridiculous it is. Like people would be like, I want pineapple upside down pancakes with no pineapple, no cream, no sugar. It's like, so you don't want the pineapple upside down pancakes. You just want regular pancakes. But no, you have to do it on. So there used to be these kids that would come in, family, always, every 2 weeks, same family. Because after a while, you just know. Same kids, they'd come in and they'd start breaking the crayons and throwing them under the table. Breaking the crayons, throwing them under the table. And the mom would keep asking for new crayons. And we have to give it to them. So we'd get to the end of this meal. They'd come in twice a month. 30 crayons underneath the table in the middle of a huge Saturday rush hour. I gotta run under there, grab the broom, and clean these fucking 40 damn crayon pieces on the bottom of the shit while the mom isn't just telling her kid, hey, stop breaking the fucking crayons. I never experienced that as a kid. If I broke my crayons at a restaurant, my mom's like, well, you're fucked. I'm not asking. You're not getting more. I don't give a shit.
You can still draw with broken crayons.
Exactly. That's what makes it even worse.
Yeah, it's not even like it's a pen and the pen has ink everywhere and you can't use it anymore or something.
But I saw it. The kid would break the crayons, throw them on the floor, and then lose its shit. Just start screaming and freaking out.
Was he autistic or something?
I didn't ask.
Because the kid might have been special. For real, the kid might have been special.
Ma'am, control your special child.
Yeah. Sergio would have walked up, ma'am, you need to put that thing in the backyard.
Does he have a castle back there made of plastic?
Could he go break it, run it, fall into it?
Nothing was worse than those kids that, when I was about the age of 10, you'd go to theme parks and shit, and you'd see the one kid that's on a leash, and you're old enough to sympathize with them. You're like, ooh, man, that sucks. You ever see those kids? They just got the little chess piece and they're on a leash walking with their family. It's like,
man, I was one of those kids.
You was on a leash?
My family went to Disney World one year.
What?
I was 3 or 4. They had me on a leash.
Oh my!
We have like, when people back then used to get pictures printed out.
Forgiven.
Yeah. So we have pictures printed out, like in a box somewhere, of me on a leash with a harness on, like, like I'm a golden retriever.
The craziest thing is, my sister and I got lost at Disney World for 2 hours, bro.
That's crazy. Yeah. The most terrifying 2 hours.
Bro, terrifying 2 hours, and we didn't get lost.
Yeah.
We were just stupid kids. Maybe we should have been on a leash.
True. My mom always had the strategy.
We were old, honestly, but like Disney World is just a huge place for a child. Like when you get off of a ride and shit, like we got off a ride and we thought we didn't realize that the exit was like entry. It wasn't as far from like it was a whole different direction. So we're walking straight and we can't see our parents and shit, and we're just like, we're lost.
That's it for us. How do we eat?
We found an adult, and then they like took us like to this place where a whole room of lost kids.
Oh, bro, I had to go there one time.
A whole room of lost kids, and then we think we see we ask them, we're like, can we go look for our parents? And then they're like, we're not really supposed to do that. And my sister's like, it'll just be quick. I think he's right outside. My sister had no idea where he was. Yeah. When we leave there, like they still might be looking for us. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not supposed to let 8-year-old and a 6-year-old just be like, what adult trust that?
Right.
Oh, he's right outside. Why are you here in the first place? And then we get back and my parents never knew we were lost because they thought we were in line the whole time.
That's funny. Like you're having the most big panic moment of your life, and your parents probably just eating a giant turkey leg.
Oh, for hours, and they're chilling, thinking we're just in line. Glad we're gone.
Right.
Damn, those are the shit I don't remember from theme parks. Is the lines. I mean, I don't miss the lines. And I remember the first year Fast Pass became a thing. We went and we were like, let's splurge a little. Change my life. I can never wait in line again for 2 hours for a ride anymore. I got to do some sort of Fast Pass.
It taught me elitism. Oh, it literally taught me how there's different, like social classes in the world.
Oh, yeah, because you're literally in line 2 hours. You watch the people walk by you, hop on the ride, get off. I remember walking by hours worth of lines.
I did it all the time. My dad would buy us Fast Passes,
you have to.
And no kid is. See, that is an elitist statement.
No, you do have to. Though.
So you bought the $90 ticket to the park.
Now $120
Fast Now you have to buy the $120 Fast Pass. No, you don't. You have to wait in line.
No, I mean, it depends on your strategy. If you had like multiple days to go back to the park, I think waiting in a line is reasonable to get most of the park done.
I agree.
But if you have like one day, you got to get Fast Pass. You're not going to get most of the park.
As an adult, as a kid, I would agree with you. Mm-hmm. But as an adult with longer endurance, I went back to a park, bro. I realized that as a kid, most of our parents took us to the park from opening to, like, for me personally at least, we were like opening to like 2 o'clock. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's like reasonable because you've been that feels like all day.
Yeah.
Right.
I got to 2 o'clock this time and they still open for 3 more hours. There wasn't a single more line for the rest of the day. And I wrote every line over and over and over. As a child, they just take you home.
Right. Yeah.
So you're there in bulk height hours. But if you go later in the day or whatever, there's nobody there, bro.
Yeah, I've also heard that like Six Flags, you don't need the Fast Pass. It's just really the major parks.
Yeah, like Disney.
Yeah.
Disney, you need a Fast Pass because like everybody in the world is trying to clamor, like get into that expensive ass park.
Yeah, the one that I would go to is no, go ahead.
No, I was just saying I went to Universal probably like last summer or the summer before.
In Orlando, Florida?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. That's my spot. That's exactly what I think of.
Yeah, I love Orlando.
Hell yeah.
Universal. But anyways, we bought a Fast Pass, but so many people had Fast Passes that the Fast Pass line was long.
Yeah,
and some rides, the regular line was shorter.
And they had, you remember they had different levels of Fast Pass?
Yeah, they had.
At least in Six Flags, they had different levels of Fast Pass.
I think they have 2 levels at its prime in Islands of Adventure.
Yeah.
And I'd done them both, but I think now it's just one.
It was like it was the one where you could schedule them at the same time, or the one where you could only schedule one at a time, and you could schedule the next one right after, if that makes sense. So you could like schedule like 5 rides in a row to where like you could like get them planned to where as soon as you get off, get on the next one.
Yeah,
that was like the highest level. You talking about like 160 for the day?
Oh, bro, we went
like you're paying premium on top of the 100.
One year when my dad had finally, like, I guess you could say, like, made it, established doctor, finally, was balling. There was this, like, Fast Pass of the Fast Pass at Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure in Orlando. and you had to stay on like the 15th to the 19th floor at the Hard Rock Hotel, and you get this special pass that you get to get into the park about an hour early with all the rides being open. So we would go there, ride it, and then it was like the fast pass of the fast pass. You'd go through a special little line where you never had to wait. There was maybe 8 people max ever on every ride. And that shit, I was like, holy shit, I got to do this forever. Yeah. Well, we never did it again. When you're a kid, you don't enjoy those things either. You're like, this is just how it is.
But getting exposed to stuff like that is actually, for me as a kid, getting exposed to that, like you're saying, like as I either met friends that had more money or as my parents that got a little bit more money, it was kind of eye-opening, though, that I was like, damn, people be really living in the dark.
Yeah, and that's like the celebrity treatment, you know?
It's like celebrity treatment.
And you have access to like the behind the scenes of the food lines where there's like lines that you go in that only you have access to. And
you talk about club seats at the game.
Yeah.
Like it's expensive to sit in normal seats at a Rockets game.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So when you go to like club seats under the stadium and stuff, and they have drinks and food and stuff for you. Exactly. You're realizing like, damn, it was expensive to stay up there, but this is a whole different level. It's like opens your eyes to these people not even watching the game.
Yeah, most of them don't. Yeah.
Or if they are, they're watching the screen of the game that they could watch at home.
Right.
Yeah, I remember I had a plug at Florida Panthers hockey games, and we would get free club seats. Like, we would, in between first and second period, he would come and let us into the clubhouse.
Yeah.
And that shit, and that's just NHL. So
right.
It's not even like some crazy shit, but that was like,
dude,
unlimited food, free beer. So I would get trashed at these hockey games, bro. I love watching hockey.
Conspiracy, bro. I got a hockey conspiracy, bro. That is the biggest scam in professional sports. It's bigger than UFC, bigger than all those sports, bro.
What,
the hockey, the way that they have the payment to the players to how much they charge, like because gate is like where they make all their money.
Yeah.
Their tickets, like for example, when I was staying in Colorado, the tickets to go to the NHL games were double, right?
Double what?
Double the Nuggets tickets.
Oh shit!
Oh wow!
So I saw the NHL game. I watched them play the Blues, the Avalanche play the Blues, for probably about $42. You know what I'm saying?
Bad.
No, I saw the Nuggets play LeBron for $35.
Damn.
So crazy. Like when we're talking, and then
what was the crowd like at the games in the hockey you went to?
Probably about even.
Like almost sold out type of game?
It was like about even, like top level, like a normal day, not a huge market, so like but pretty full.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But then look at what the people are getting paid. Like the median income, I guarantee you, for the Avs is probably like literally like $2.5 million. Yeah. And then like the Nuggets income, like the like minimum league minimum's 2.5. Right. You know what I'm saying? So like they are scamming hockey players worse than anybody else, bro, because they're charging crazy prices for games. I thought it would be like, I would think an NHL game would be like $25.
I know the Panthers games were pretty cheap, but when I would go, they were terrible. So like nobody would go. Like the club section would literally be empty.
If it's like that, then it would be cheap. The Avs games were like decently, but it wasn't still like sold out.
Yeah.
And the Blues were the best at the time.
And I know Tampa Bay Lightning tickets were probably crazy because they do Stanley Cups and shit.
Exactly, but you have to think about they're winning Stanley Cups. The Stars getting $7 million.
Yeah. No,
the Star of the Heat is getting 30.
But it's give and take. I think the NHL, they prioritize things like being able to do cocaine and play in the league because they're the only major league with no drug testing whatsoever.
So they don't give a fuck. Yeah.
So they're like, look, just don't pay us that much, but let me get high. Like, that works.
And the craziest thing also is that they play the exact same amount of games.
Yeah, hockey is a crazy sport to play.
82 games, 7-game series in the playoffs. So like they're literally doing everything that the basketball players, making the owners just as much money and getting paid 30.
I remember at the prime of my cardio, hockey was an extremely difficult sport to play. That's why I think they do those quick shifts because you can't really be out there for more than 3-4 minutes. It's exhausting.
No, dude, it's like 2-3 max. Yeah. They're like a minute and a half on that ice. Yeah. I didn't learn that till the video game, honestly.
Oh yeah.
In the video game, they get tired after like a minute and a half, and they like, and they're just jumping over the wall, just shifting.
Like the shifts are efficient. You watching the NHL, there's like 4 in, all out. So it's a weird sport, but I've always enjoyed watching it. It's easy to understand. It's like the NBA. Yeah. It's the best. NBA or basketball in general is my favorite sport to watch because you're indoors. It's the easiest sport to understand. Like you take a date to an NFL game. She's like, why is half of this shit happening? Why is that guy kicking the ball between
Why are they waiting so much?
Why is 6 and 7? What are all these yellow flags? But basketball, it's like that guy gets that into the hoop. That guy. And I remember I didn't realize this until going to the University of Florida games with Rish. and having to explain to her all of these rules. And
Unbelievable
I was like,
how many
holy
rules.
shit.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's like with NBA, it's like, oh, that was a foul. They're like, okay.
No, it's unbelievable.
Yeah. It's like, oh, so they got to go 5 yards back because he was holding him
and
like
the
on
rules
the jersey.
aren't self-explanatory.
Yeah.
First down.
Yeah, exactly.
What does first down mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That literally even doesn't even have any practical meaning in somebody's brain that doesn't understand. First down, second down. Like, that isn't.
Yeah, like even the little things, like why, like when the punter comes out, like why the hell are they kicking the ball? Like I'd never been around somebody that had never really watched football their whole life. So they're like, what the fuck is all this?
It's
shit
like
happening?
rugby though, bro.
Exactly.
You watch rugby, crazy shit's happening.
No
and
idea.
I'm starting to understand it. And I think I watched and explained about cricket and rugby because I wanted to understand. Cricket's another game.
Yeah, cricket I get a little bit.
Cricket, I get it now, but it's crazy.
Yeah.
And how long they play.
Yeah.
Like, they have endurance. Like, they be out there all day.
Yeah, the cricket's, but the rugby's one that it's a perfect example of when I watch it, I'm like, why is that guy kicking the ball to his teammate? What the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
What do the points mean? And how the hell do they play this sport? Because it is ridiculous. Rugby is the most ridiculous, like nationwide sport.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, maybe with the exception of UFC.
I think football is.
Yeah. Because it's
think
like
football
rugby,
is.
but you outfit
But
yourself
more
in an
dangerous.
Iron Man suit.
Exactly. But you're not Iron Man.
Yeah, exactly.
It
I
gives you
can
a
see
false sense of confidence, bro.
Yeah.
I think UFC is the craziest, but I think football is like a close crazy after that.
It might actually be football.
It might be football,
Yeah, it
bro.
might be. Because NBA, I mean, UFC, you could fight once or twice a
Right.
year. Granted, you're sparring and stuff, but you can control that environment a bit. NFL, you're getting into a car accident 16 times a year.
Yeah,
Especially
bro.
if you're a defender.
16,
Yeah, if like
70 times 16. 70 times 16.
70 times a game?
70 times a game, 16 games a year.
Okay.
That's how many car accidents you're getting in.
Yeah.
You're not getting in a 16 car accident.
Especially
A lineman,
if you play the line. Yeah, if
no,
you play the line, it's every
linebackers,
play.
running
Yeah.
backs. Running back is blocking every
Running
single
back,
play
yeah.
or he's getting hit every play.
Yep.
Like, quarterbacks are even getting hit. Like, most teams' quarterbacks are getting hit.
Yeah.
Like, I know your quarterback at your school was getting tattooed, bro.
Smack.
At my school, because like they're not pros, and we're not even high level D1. So the line is never better than the defensive line because they're just moving forward.
Hell yeah.
And you, as a quarterback, you're getting, bro.
Yeah, football might be the crazier sport.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy.
Because it's less controllable with variables. Like UFC, you could literally fight one time every 6 months.
Yeah.
And then not spar. Like McGregor. Like his brain is probably doing just fine after that knockout because he hadn't really done anything for 2 years prior to that.
The only people's bodies that are worse that I've seen from my research that I've seen is WWE people.
Oh, yeah.
They all die, bro, by 50.
Yeah, that's true.
I think it's the steroids, though.
Shit, we might have just...
I think...
As we get deeper into this, that might be the one. That might be the
No,
sport
but
that
I
fucks
went through
people up.
Wikipedia, and it has a Wikipedia page of early deaths of WWE people.
It's astounding.
It's astounding.
Yeah.
It's every single one. Every one you've heard
At the
of
stars,
outside
yeah.
of Hulk Hogan, The Rock. The ones that stopped, The Rock kept taking steroids, but he did it at a healthy rate and kept lifting, and he stayed healthy.
Right.
I feel like a lot of them take steroids but live unhealthy lifestyles also.
Yeah. And it's the head trauma, bro. Like the one I think of immediately is Chris Benoit, the one that he killed his whole family.
Yeah.
And then I think hung himself from the balcony of his house.
Yeah.
Like that shit, his finisher was jumping off the top turnbuckle and headbutting the guy from it. Like that was his finishing move. So he did that every single match. And that's once a week for all year. You know what I'm saying? Like they fight, they never stop. It's like the traveling circus.
And their spinal injuries.
Yeah, so he's just
what they
diving.
do to their spine from hitting the ground like that is evidently crazy, bro. Like they can't even walk as they get older, and they just get degenerative diseases, and they just die.
Yeah, it's because they're going nonstop. That's so shit. We might have stumbled our way into the most dangerous sport.
Oh, in terms of who
WWE.
dies the fastest, I think it's WWE.
And I guess, but also,
Because the road you have to take to get there, too.
Yeah, so
that
I was gonna say,
underground fighting circuit that you have to go through, you're getting hit hard.
where the janitor is also the referee and the doctor.
Bro, you're getting hit by actual chairs very, very hard.
Yeah.
Across the back
The
of the head.
backyard wrestling shit is
Yeah.
something that has no explanation for me. Like, how on earth did you start beating yourself with one of those fluorescent light bulbs in front of 3 of your friends in the middle of South Carolina?
I've not seen what you're talking about.
Oh,
I'm
you've
not
never
even
seen
gonna lie.
people do that? They set up like a little makeshift ring in their backyard and do some of the craziest stunts I've ever seen. They'll jump off of ladders. They'll sell tickets to it and everything. I remember back in the day, they used to have like a DVD series. It's like backyard wrestling where you just go to like the middle of nowhere and you do the craziest stunts. And they'd probably make $500, $600.
They just like get coked up and
and like I'm talking like they'd go way more extreme than WWE. Like
right,
throwing themselves through 8 tables in a row onto cement, which is covered in spikes and shit.